Hello, everyone, and welcome to another match in Season 61, A Division between Tracer and hakha3. I'm hakha3, and I'm joined in commentary by Breppert.
Hello.
So we have the two players who played in the championship match in Season 60 of League. That was a big come-behind victory for Tracer. Hakha had finished the regular season far ahead, but Tracer managed to pull off, I think it was a 5-1 victory over Hakha, so perhaps an opportunity for revenge here.
Yeah, I think that's right. It's been a flip from Hakha early in the season, I think 5-1ing Tracer, and then Tracer at 5-1ing that championship from being one down in the first game and nearly losing the second game as well. So yeah, should be a good match here. And
Mm-hmm.
hopefully not a 5-1 either way.
Yeah, we're here for some good close to minion. So, Breppert, I'm curious before the match begins. Are have you joined the league? Are you planning to?
I have joined the league just for this season.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in E and I've had a fairly good start to the season. But yeah, it's been since season 20 that I last played, so
Yeah, the
over 40
league
seasons away.
has expanded twice in a big way since then. So there's hundreds of people now in league, which is crazy. All right, on to game one. We've got Catapult. Whew. Yeah, we don't have much in the way of draw. Hunter and Stowaway can increase hand size, but they're uh, not great.
Yeah, and if you can't get the hand size started, then there's no gainer, right? Not a real way to use hostelry either. There's ways to get the hand size up, but it's going to take a little bit of time and you're going to be catapulted for a while.
Yeah, definitely a pretty straightforward start, I think. Raise Catapult. Raise good at trashing estates. Catapult good at getting rid of those copper. Then I imagine I would look to add some silver so I could afford Hunter, but we'll see if the players want to go straight for Stowaway or something different.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they trade stowaways or go up for the hunters and sort of win if ever Witch's Hut starts getting more involved.
Yeah, is there? Yeah, you need the hostelry before you can play Witch's Hut non-terminally, but hmm. All right, yep. Expected opens from both players.
Hmm.
A little bit of a difficult choice for Tracer here. Do you trash the estate to buy a 3 cost? Nope, decides to trash copper, get a second raise, I assume.
You can never really have too many raises.
Not in this kingdom. Bridge troll is when that becomes not true.
Fair enough. Not really a game you can use a word like never.
So Hakka started with a silver as their first buy. Tracer follows. Probably not going to get to keep this 5 coins.
Yeah, getting up to 5 hands here is pretty difficult with getting catapulted and trying to trash down on both sides here in a mirror.
Now, thinking about Hunter Draw a little more, you should have a pretty good balance of actions and treasures in this deck. Like, I'm imagining most of the payload does come from treasures. Uh, so you really hope your Hunter can draw you too, but my experience with Hunter has been sometimes your hopes are dashed.
Yeah, yeah, certainly it can draw you one fairly often, and the three draw here is not really going to help you until very random circumstances late in the game.
And even then, it doesn't. like help. That's something I think that's kind of non-obvious. It like discarding the province is generally almost as good as putting it in your hand, unless you have some like trash for benefit you can do with the province, which is not
Right.
really
Like
present
you
here.
could discard with Witch's Hut, right? But
True, true.
that's
Yeah.
very, very minimal.
Okay, so
So
Tracer
just
gets a
continued trashing. Yeah.
stowaway for their second non-trasher buy.
It'll be interesting to see if those start to run a little bit now that Tracer picked one up.
Okay, we've got a frog. Try to get that final estate trash, which in a rare turn of events will increase VP, thanks to Wolf Den. I mean, these stowaways, if they ever run, there's nothing else that can trigger them.
Right. And
Just
then it'll be a scramble to get hostelries in the deck to try and play them. Or just trashing them out.
so we have two trashed raises from Hakha. Is that it, or do they have one more in the deck?
Um,
I think
I'm
they have
not
one more.
certain.
Yeah, I think they had some really, I guess, low value hands because they bought raise on turn 4 and 5. Oh, they got to play two raises on turn 5 though, so that was nice. They have one estate left in the deck and one raise. That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm wrong. Tracer had two estates left. Hard to keep track. I think I'd be happy with another silver.
Yeah, I think so. I'd be hesitant to lean too hard into the stowaways right here.
Although I think you're guaranteed to play one next turn.
Yeah.
So not crazy to get a stowaway here.
Takes the silver.
Because, yeah, you can buy a stowaway here if you want. Discard raise copper. Or you could just try to get a trash in. Although I'm in no rush to trash copper with raise.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And Tracer does not prioritize it either. Just buys another stowaway.
5 coins for Hakha.
Yeah, now we finally get to see what someone buys with 5 on this board.
I think it's got to be Hunter.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially Hakha didn't get to trash that last estate, so that's an extra thing that Hunter can find productively.
I think at least one hunter seems good here. I don't know if 2 is good or if you just get into maybe Hostelry Witch's Hut stuff with a little faster.
I would get as many Hunters as I could, I think. Within reason. Like,
Yeah,
there's no plus buy.
as long as your deck has treasures in it, which, you know, both of these decks currently have quite a few and will continue to have quite a few for a little while longer.
I think Hakha only has the one silver, so definitely a little bit lighter on that front.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Legionary will ever see play this game. If so, it'll be pretty far in the future.
Yeah, I guess you'd just be happy to keep catapulting all game. Maybe you get thin enough at a certain point where Legionary starts being easier to do, but I think the game probably ends before that.
I think Wolf Den nudges me away because I don't really want two golds and I definitely don't want two Legionaries, so I think it's a skip for me.
Yeah, agreed. But could see it if the game does go long enough and someone does stop, running out of nice things to trash with catapult.
Yeah, I guess like you could plan with the two gold approach, at least you could plan to trash all your silvers, deliver those curses. Especially if your opponent's already gotten rid of all the raises at that point, it could be kind of nasty.
Right.
Look at
So we
that,
still only have
Hunter.
one 5 hit. We'll have another 5 hit here, though.
Look at that, Hunter. Had to play the raise first so that it. Oh no, okay. So we got the hostelry as a way of frog. That's pretty. It's pretty clever. Now Haka needs some money, I think. Kiln, interesting. Yeah, if you can set up Kiln into hostelry, they can't do that yet, but Kiln into Hunter is good.
Yeah. And then the next one can be
So I'd
the hostelry or
probably,
normal
yeah,
trade.
I'd pop the raise, right? Try to get there.
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, it's a guarantee. Play
Decent
hostelry, pop
guarantee.
raise. Yeah, you have a guarantee.
Tracer's trying to draw with these stowaways here and catch up somehow. He's going to hit 5 here if he chooses to. I assume he will.
Yeah, he's already trashed the copper.
Right.
Kiln. Okay.
That's the way to get sort of back into it a little bit. If you line up the kill nicely, although he doesn't have, obviously, is quite as nice of a target. He could kill a hostelry and get some horses and sort of start moving that way, though.
So this is a shock. I'm surprised that Haka took the copper or the silver over the copper. I guess now you're fine either way. Yeah, maybe they knew that. Undo. Are they thinking about trashing the silver? It is a nasty attack, but Haka does not have much money in the deck.
Yeah, it's really just kiln and coppers at that point, and uh,
You
yeah,
can't
you don't
like,
get back to 5 and get another kiln and start moving that way. You trash the silver.
yeah, you
Not that he has the not that Hawkeye has the terminal space for it.
you can kill in the silver, but you can't like do that mid turn to gain in play. So sequencing is tricky.
Right.
I mean, if you trash the silver, what do you just like buy a silver?
I think so, because the stowaway doesn't do anything for Haka, and hostelry. You're at such a poor state economically if you purchase hostelry. So, seems to me that you would want another 5 here, but
So I guess
uh, not
yeah,
clear.
I'm curious what it will be though. What five?
Yeah, short on terminal space. The hunter doesn't draw. A lot of stuff already have the 2 hunters.
And you can't get a horse from hostelry, even though you have five, just because of you have no coppers in hand.
Right. Could perhaps get another kiln and then try and line it up with the hostelry and just gain and play that
It's
a
not
little bit.
possible because Haka only has the one hostelry. They need a second hostelry before they can kill the hostelry.
Ah, right. Yep.
So it might just be an empty hostelry, horseless hostelry. Now they go for a second kill. That's
He's
risky.
the kiln.
Not a good hand for it because they want to kill in the
No.
hunter, and now they only have. Yeah, it's a sequence challenge. And they will be attacked. Okay, so the hostelry gets killed by Tracer. Um, doesn't get any horses from it though. I kind of like the second kill in the deck. I just think the timing is awkward.
Agree. Yeah, it doesn't really do much for you in terms of gaining stuff you really want if you're Haka
Yeah, you need
until
that
you have
second
that second
hostelry.
hostelry.
Yeah. And having more hostleries means you can play with like more Witch's Hut if it gets to there. Single province games, I don't know how long you build for. So this is the Sad Hunter. You take hostelry. Otherwise, you have nothing, and you just hope you draw into Hunter, I guess? I don't even know. I guess not. We're not bothering. Okay, so Catapult first, then Kiln, I would assume, but looks like we're just not playing Catapult. Okay.
Yeah, just electing to keep the copper around.
I would for sure grab that. Silver, and then buy Hostelry, get a horse. Seems great to me. Silver Hostelry
Yeah, it
horse.
seems sort of simply correct here to me.
Interesting. I do not agree with this. But okay. I mean, your hunters are not going to hit many treasures if you trash all your treasures.
No, it trashes the silver.
That's
Okay,
his only
so
silver. That's it. No silvers.
I assume going to buy a hostelry here
Oh yeah.
and just go for lots of kiln plays and try to get ahead that way.
I assume catapult trashes catapult next turn, but you know, trashing silver would be a whole lot better. And you could have still played the catapult before the kiln, right? Like if you wanted to play catapult this turn, you could do that.
Right, and
You
still
just wouldn't get
hit
the
forward by the
horse.
hostelry.
Yeah. Everything else would be the same from the previous line. You just don't get the horse from hostelry. So, bit of a strange play, in my opinion. I think these stowaways will be a little better for Tracer, given that they're not contested. There's no risk of them like running out.
Right, they're going to be available all game, really.
Yeah, we might end up with a 3 pile here. To keep an eye on it. Hostelries will run. Raises are always low. I don't know what the 3rd pile would be, though. Could be
It
Curse.
might be stowaway, could be
Yeah.
curse.
Whoa. Okay. I guess we're just planning to kill him the hostelry, which is fair. This is a pretty bad looking hand. But at least you hit 5. Could be another hostelry. I don't
Seems
know.
pretty good.
How are you getting more money, though? I guess you can kill in the kiln. I don't like that, though. Silver just seems better than a 3rd kiln. Hmm.
Yeah, the kilns are nice to be able to play continuously, but only if you're drawing them consistently, which Hakka's not in a really state to do just yet.
So, hostelry for horse
Yep.
looks pretty good. Hunter looks fine. Oh, wait, they can't do that. Wait, why
Or can
couldn't
go
they
up to
do
get a
that?
witch's hut.
I can't.
Seems reasonable to take the witch's hut. Just try and add the draw directly and play from there.
Maybe. Definitely got a lot of terminals, but hopefully they can make it work. So Tracer got a little unlucky. Wasn't able to find any more hostelries. Can probably activate these stowaways in the with the below the line text here. Right, could go catapult, trashing, curse, kiln, or this way. Yep. Whoa. Yeah. I see.
Does
Yep.
get a lot of stowaways. Does leave the hostelry pile here for Hakka potentially this turn to get back into a terminal balance.
Haka thinking about whether he wants a witch's hut to like trigger a shuffle. I think I'd play hostelry first. could even go Kiln Witch's Hut, but you really want to Kiln the Hostelry if you can. I don't even know if that's possible anymore. Does Hakha have only one Hostelry left? Oh, wait, it is possible, right? Witch's Hut into Kiln into Hostelry.
Yeah, it has the actions to do it.
Into Kiln and then another Hunter. No, 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 no. No. Oh, no, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, not this way. So this will mean only one more hostelry if purchased this turn for Haka.
I don't know why we did that. It's a decent turn, I guess. Do you give out a lot of curses?
It did give out a lot of curses, has a lot of draw now, can't afford to buy another hostelry.
Okay.
Not a sort of unbalanced deck position. Doesn't have a lot of buying power, and it's going to take some time to get there.
Interesting choice. Wants to get a horse. Okay. Maybe figuring with two stowaways the attack wouldn't do much. I'm not sure. Maybe that's accurate. So Tracer could take the last two hostelries. I think that's pretty good, because Hakha with two kilns and two witches' huts and no silvers is in a pretty awkward spot to add additional payload. They literally can't afford a gold, I think. Or I guess if
Yeah,
they don't trash, if they play both kilns and don't. Oh, yeah, no, they can. Both kilns, a copper, and a catapult will get them up to 6, if that's the direction they want to go. It is like really
right.
easy to gain a second gold with a kiln, so I think that's the direction I'd look to go with for Hakha. This is especially assuming that Tracer takes the last two hostelries.
Right. If Tracer takes the last two hostelries, Akka can't really build any larger
Mm-hmm.
and just needs to try to kiln up some economy and then go for provinces before Tracer can get the deck under control. But that seems fairly sort of desperate relative to what Tracer's going to be able to do if Tracer has most of these hostelries, which looks like it's going to happen right here.
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's a single province board, so I think I like if Hakha gets into a position where they can play two kilns, two witches' huts, and a catapult every turn, and they have two or more golds, and they can use their kiln to keep printing hunters, and the hunters are good if they find a gold. I
That's
think
true. The question is
it's
just getting up to 8 fast enough from current deck
it
and then
it,
stay in there every turn.
it takes one turn. Once you have a gold, two kilns, gold, catapult. That's 8.
Right.
Ooh, a horse, a frogged horse. That's, I guess, what Tracer was able to take advantage of because Hakha did not trash. But Hakha not trashing copper means that they have the opportunity to buy gold this turn when they otherwise would not have, I think.
Right. Unless a kiln, but you that would not really want to be what you want to do.
Cavo Sapien is looking at pile out potentials with a third kiln. Um, my brain doesn't work that way, so I'll just let Tracer figure it out if it's there.
I don't see the gains for it this turn, but
Tracer
I
also
also have not exhaustively looked at it.
behind in VP because of Wolf Den, so I would be looking to get to a point where I could province. Whoa, that's really weird. Okay, so Tracer didn't want to buy a stowaway to keep the chain going, so has to pass up catapult when they have 3 curses to trash. Oof.
Yeah, just gonna plan to draw through them, I suppose,
Yeah,
which is it is reasonable to try and stay in the game.
wanted to deny the hostelries. It's a
Mhm.
good killing target. Bad kill. Hunter reveal. I guess you just don't have treasures. That's just the situation in your deck. So now you can discard the treasures for this other hunter to hopefully find one. Cavo Sapien seems to think the game is ending much faster than I do. I guess nobody has a raise, which makes that pile not actually low.
Right. There's no fast way to get raised. There's no way to get raises in one turn,
Yeah, you
and
can see it coming, and then a
the game's too
province
close.
is yeah. Also, Hakha just like has the VP lead, so no, I'm not worried about a pile out next turn as Hakha. I want to. Ooh, this is a nice turn. You can give out another curse, Hunter Catapult, discard, and then I would buy gold. I like that line.
Yeah, Hato being able to
Actually,
give out all these purses and buy gold and go from there has been pretty good.
so alternative to giving out a curse is you get another hunter, which is probably better, right? Discard catapult copper here, killing the hunter,
I
and
think so.
yeah, you just get that hunter. Nope, decides to give the curse instead.
Giving the curse and trashing
Oh, you get to play two
double
catapults here.
curses
That's very
is
nice.
is pretty great. Yeah,
Talking
that's
about a
that
VP
seems
lead.
seems best.
Okay, so I'm thinking gold, which is why I would trash curse, but Hakka is thinking long and hard about that, so then maybe they have another plan, either a plan to get to 8 or a plan to win without getting to 8. Like if they pick up a stowaway, do they threaten to win next turn? They might.
Um,
No, because
I
stowaway's
don't think the
terminal.
gains are there.
Traitor. Okay. I guess I don't like that at all, but okay. Like, why not gold?
Yeah, gold, and then just never miss with your hunters and find a hostelry witches out each turn seems like a
It
fairly decent line.
it seems great. You would have trashed all your curses. You'd have had a big VP lead. Well, I mean, you take the gold, and that's another Wolf Den unique, but you get rid of the curse Wolf Den unique, and you don't add this stupid traitor that who knows what the heck this is supposed to do. It's not like you've got oodles of overdraw. And I mean, what does it even matter? Like, what does it matter if you get like four curses added or four silvers or three silvers added? Like, all you need to do is hit 8. I guess it lets you trash silver with catapult, but the curses are out. So what does that even matter? I don't know. We'll see what the plan with the trader is, but it doesn't. It looks dubious to me.
It does look dubious to me as well. I suppose it does. It lets you keep more treasure in your deck for longer, right? So you could keep the catapult attacks up, but I think we're past the point where that really matters all that much.
Yeah, I would angle to be provincing. It's a single province board. The first person to get to a reliable, consistent single province position is ahead, I think. Speaking of which, that's
And,
Tracer. So
and there we
Tracer's
are.
still got a lot of curses to get rid of, but if they can consistently province, they're ahead.
Yeah. It has the big hand sizes. It's going to continue to be able to take stowaways. Um, and Hakka can't pause to grab a stowaway to threaten that pile. So, yeah, as long as the curses don't end up 2-2 on top of the deck, Tracer's in a good spot.
Yeah, like Tracer needs to draw a good card with his hostelry, or that's a dud.
Well,
This.
Tracer has 3 stowaways down, right?
Oh yeah, duh, my bad. Yeah, so let's see what the plan with the trader is.
You can gain silvers mid-turn. It's pretty neat.
This looks like a kill in the hunter situation, I assume. But then you can't really gain and play the silvers at that point. Maybe that's just your fate. Oh, here we go. All right, you've decreased your point total. Nice play so far. -3 VP from Trader.
And you're gonna hit 7 max.
Yep. Oh, gonna gain another catapult so you can Trader it next turn. Look at this power.
Thinking better of it.
You know, Hakha could have instead used Kiln to gain another hunter. I don't know if like you want another silver. Maybe. You have a few hunters.
I mean, you just bought Trader last turn, so I assume you want as much silver as you can get.
I try not to assume too much with the Trader buy. Ugh. Duchy on a Wolf Den board? Gross.
Guess if you think you're gonna need a second one eventually, but you'd really prefer to be avoiding those cards on a
Mm,
single buy board like this.
so I was wondering if you could have kilned a Witch's Hut there. Like you have a lot of hostelries, but okay, this way you can frog it. That's cool. Oh, yeah. Okay, you can play all the. Oh, no, you can't. Problem here. Tracer can't kiln a Stowaway and buy a province this turn. Awkward.
If Tracer plays the hostelry, can Tracer empty the Stowaways?
Um, didn't that take one more action than he has?
Yeah, looks like it.
But playing the hostelry means that they can. What does that mean? It doesn't mean much. Yeah, it's awkward for Tracer. They really need one more coin. Oh, you know what they could have done to try to get there? They could have kilned a catapult and then played hostelry. Then they have a 1 out of 3 chance. Wait, maybe this all works out. Yeah. Okay, this works. Gotcha. Because the extra action means you can play a stowaway to gain a stowaway mid-turn, so you don't have to gain the stowaway with your final kiln. So you're free to play your silver.
Right.
Uh,
Right. Was able to save actions on those other 2 Stowaways.
and Tracer gained the silver, so that helps him out in terms of Wolf Den. So Tracer's in a good spot. They
Yeah,
just need to.
Tracer's way out ahead on points now, and can either empty Stowaways next turn or just keep provincing.
Yeah, emptying stowaway should definitely be doable now.
Yeah, should be easy. If Tracer can hit province, emptying Stowaways seems pretty obvious. That would be available too.
Look at this amazing trader.
I do love the trader buy. It's very uh, creative.
Oh, look at the
You're
value of
trying to
that.
get back into the game.
You got the duchy draw from Hunter. You're just like, you're just crushing it. I think you got to attack as Hawkeye. You just got to hope your attack does something that even gets you points.
Yeah, Haka needs the game to last several more turns somehow.
That duchy buy is so weird. Like maybe nothing else works better, but like you cannot get another duchy unless you miss province. It's just it seems weird because that's a 0 VP duchy.
Yeah,
Like honestly it would have been better if you bought another trader because that's a 3 VP trader.
right. Yeah, it would have been more VP.
So
But
Tracer does.
Tracer doesn't draw any village.
Wow, this is a full dud. They can't even play their stowaways. They don't have the money. This is a very unlikely dud.
Yeah, can only play one. Can play the Witch's Hut, try to draw money, but that
They
seems
only have a single silver in the deck.
it doesn't even have that option.
No, I think you just play one stowaway and curse the
Yeah.
gods of Dominion.
Should live to see another turn and has the hostelry there, so
There's
going
a
to have many more.
Yeah, just one stowaway in play though. There is a window for Hakha now. Because Tracers increases hand size very slowly with Hostelry Witch's Hut. No hunters in the
Right.
deck. Okay, we have a partial dud from Hakha, but so Tracer's got a chance here. I mean, it's not like a full turn from Hakha would have done much points wise. They would have got to trash their curse, which is a 4 VP play, but that doesn't matter too much. That would just bring them
Right.
to 6 VP off. There's no way I think for they might have been able to gain a second either trader or a second catapult with kiln. That would have been a way to get the VP lead if they had a full turn.
Right. Right. They could have gotten the three that way. In addition, Tracer
Does not have it.
doesn't doesn't have it and doesn't have any hostelries down there.
They do have a province here with trashing two curses, which looks good to me.
Yeah. And can get these stowaways in play.
Yep. Oh, you have to discard though. So you have to discard a stowaway to buy province. Oof. So you only get two of the stowaways in play. A little awkward.
And with 8 cards there, and I believe Tracer only has the 6 hostelries, right? So none of those 8 cards will be one, and Tracer will see only 9 cards then, so only
That
one card to find it.
that's okay if they um, find a stowaway because they can lower stowaways to two here. So next turn, if they find kiln, of which they have one, and stowaway, of which they have two, they will be able to end it. I think. Maybe they won't be able to buy the last stowaway because they have just one kill, no silvers, and no catapults down there. Ooh,
Might only have two.
ooh. Who's got the third kiln? Is it Tracer?
I did not track who bought the third kiln.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Actually, none of that matters because with no hostelry, they can't even play kiln at the stowaway. Oof. Yeah,
Right.
this is rough for
Well,
Tracer.
we'll get to see one card. Might be hostelry.
Yeah, it's true. And if they don't want to buy province here,
Silver.
they can get three stowaways into play.
Right.
I don't know if that's gonna ever be the line. It looks like it is a line. I wonder what the buy is gonna be. Could be Hunter. Try to increase the search space to find uh your hostelry. No, that's a minus VP, 3 VP Hunter. I don't know. Okay, going for the attack. And then this has to be Kiln playing silver. So Tracer has kept these curses in his deck for a long time with opportunities to trash them. It might be correct, but it's very peculiar for me to see.
Yeah, has elected to just draw through them, which has worked for most of the game, but certainly led to some duds here at the end.
Oh, okay. You have options here. I think I don't think I don't care about killing too much. So I'd probably just play the hunter and really try to find that hostelry. Yeah. You could even lower Witch's Hut if you want. I don't think that makes much sense.
I don't think it helps too much. I don't think it hurts too much either.
No, a third Witch's Hut seems fine. Yeah, so what's Sokka's plan? They can't end the game. So they want to buy a province and ideally get rid of some uniques. One their obvious unique to get rid of is a curse. That one's trivial. Then they have a trader and a catapult. So they can try to play a kiln on one of those two cards. Maybe both of them. That seems a little overly risky to me. Because Tracer can't end it next turn, most likely. Especially if you go up, right? Because you're going to go up 4 VP by trashing the curse, another 3 VP if you duplicate either the catapult or the trader, and then another 6 VP when you get the province. So that's a total of 13 VP you're going to go up. I don't think Tracer can win on their turn if you do that.
Yeah, I agree. I think taking that lead really puts Tracer in a tough spot, especially. I mean, it's unclear how closely Hako is tracking, but you would think Hako would know that Tracer has, um, no hostelry in hand and has a decent chance to find one. But
We got a problem
uh,
here. I think those are 2 silvers down there. So you have to play Hunter and then you have to play both kilns, so you can't. Oh, that's not the end of the world. Yeah, that's fine. Whoa, okay. Wait, what? Why are
get the
we.
points.
Okay, this is fine. Right, you play kiln. What? Okay, it all works. It all works. I don't know why I'm so
Yeah,
scared. Oh, okay. I think I'd missed that a kiln had been played earlier or something. I don't even know. I just got unnecessarily terrified. But yeah, 10 VP lead. Tracer just duds again. So trash your curses, boys and girls. I think that's a lesson we could take away from this.
yeah. Trash them and give them out if you can.
This is just game over. Like Tracer can just resign.
Yeah, when I saw that undo, I thought it was a resign at first glance.
Because I can't activate the stowaways. So the another thing that's rough for Tracer is that they've got the stowaway chain, but they've had multiple turns where they couldn't activate stowaways in hand because they just didn't have the treasures. So I think Tracer just like ended up with not enough silver in the
Right. It
deck.
was sort of the interplay of needing to do stowaway stuff plus having all these curses that didn't give any money in the deck. Yep, that's it.
Yep. That was wow. That game had a lot of ebb and flow.
Yeah, that was 20 turns of slowly shifting Dominion.
Haka decided that's enough. They're done with this match. Oh no, they're back. Okay. Oh, I got a spinny castle. How about you?
I do as well.
I wonder if this is a server update or something. I'm gonna risk a refresh and see what happens. Reconnecting. Okay, I'm into the game.
I am as well.
We have inheritance. Uh, Lackeys is not great with inheritance, right? You don't get the +2 villagers on buy. So probably guard
Right.
dog would be the best target. Maybe settlers if it's still around.
Probably is. You're short on terminal space here because you have the villagers plus snowy village plus bustling village. So there's plenty of sources for it, but it's all a little bit awkward or early in the game available or late in the game available.
Yeah, with Enlarge and Forager in the kingdom, I feel pretty confident we're gonna unveil Bustling Village.
Yeah, it should come out before long.
So Enlarge is a card I didn't think too much of. It's pretty awkward, but the early play stats for Enlarge are surprisingly good. Like it results in faster games. So I think it's got some uh, hidden power that's not super visible.
Interesting. Feels sort of clunky. I think it does help in slower games speed things up because the durations are just good in those games. Trashing for benefit is good in those games too.
It's definitely clunky. The
Yeah.
the start of turn remodel effect is painful, right? It's like, oh, I want these duration cards to improve my starting hand, but this is removing a card from it. And if it's a state, that's great. But if it's anything other than a state, you're like, I think it's like kind
Yeah,
of good, but
especially if you don't want the twos, but you're going to want the twos here.
Dr. Steelhammer asks what the VP effect of Enlarge is. I think it was pretty close to even. So it leads to faster games with maybe, yeah, approximately average VP, which is pretty common for remodels because they have the you can mill a province effect. So that can just kind of like push a game end without really sacrificing much in the way of VP. Both players open Clerk, which makes sense. It's a strong card. What did they pair that with? Lackeys? Oh no, Guard Dog. Okay, Guard Dog Clerk. Interesting. So no trashing. They're both going for Enlarge instead of Forager. Maybe they know about the hidden strength of Enlarge. It is really good in this kingdom because you can trash, a remodel effect is good because coppers into lackeys and coppers into settlers is good. And then turning lackeys into something else. Although there's not great targets there.
Yeah, the twos. I mean, the twos you want lack a few lackeys and some settlers is fine, of course. But then once you hit seven, you're going to want quite a bit of the estates. But it's not entirely clear how these players are going to get to seven with the enlarge being the first five.
I do think
Yes, you can play
inheritance is
lackeys,
optional
and
here.
it does seem like you could skip it. Yeah, it's because you're going to be wanting to inherit something that's cheap and you're more gain limited than anything else.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like if you hit seven early, you snap by inheritance. But if you've already okay, Hakha chooses to trash copper there over estate when they have two estates in hand. I think that signals very strongly that Hakha is trying to get inheritance. But I was thinking if you just enlarge estates when you can, that might be the play, and then you don't even need to worry about inheritance.
Right, you could certainly do that
It's
because
still probably
it is
good.
not clear how you get to seven, but it is still nice to be able to buy estates and have those be
Yeah,
points. And
because you can also enlarge copper into estate, which is pretty solid. If
right,
if it's settlers in
keeps
particular.
it keeps enlarge good for longer. And if you're going to want it eventually, anyways, then it's nice to get there. But you still need to hit seven somehow with estates in your deck if you're doing that.
So Tracer takes the opportunity to trash estate, unlike Hakka. So they might be having a different philosophy in terms of how important it is to hold on to those estates for inheritance.
Agreed. And they're also just fairly easy to rebuy and regain
Yeah.
if that is the path you want to take.
Yeah, if you trash estates first, you have coppers left over to enlarge into estates if you want. Again, they're not great. Like you can get a cantrip or you can get a guard dog. And there's not really a lot of terminal space for the guard dogs to be great. They're mostly moats anyway.
Right.
And 0 settlers taken. I assume we'll see Bustling Village at some point, but I'm surprised, I guess. Maybe it makes sense because Lackeys is so good early.
Yeah, I think until the lackeys start becoming a problem, we won't see any settlers taken, which will be fairly soon here. Maybe, a shuffle away, if not there already.
Yeah, we're about to head into the awkward phase, perhaps where you're over terminaled into a place where, ooh, okay, we've enlarged into gold, so that's Hakka's solution.
Yeah, just by money. Classic Dominion strategy. And that should be good, I think.
Yeah, I think Hakka's got
Just
a decent chance here, although they start with, okay, yeah, they start with Enlarge, which will turn this copper presumably into a Lackey's. I think that gives them pretty good odds to hit 7, as long as they have 4 coppers left. I think they do. Yeah, there's only 2 trash coppers, so they definitely have at least 5 coppers.
the Tracer
Interest.
inherits the Snowy Village.
Oh, I missed that. Okay. Oh, did Guard Dog activate from a duration enlarge? That's cool. That's a neat interaction. So Haka misses. Unlucky. They have probably 2 lackeys down there. At least one, we know. And a guard dog? At least 1 lackeys and a guard dog in those 8 cards.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So Snowy Village is the inheritance target. That's peculiar.
It doesn't seem like a card. I mean, there's not any tricks or anything that I'm missing, right? It doesn't seem.
No, I don't think so. Like, you don't want more. Like, I guess it's fine for Tracer with their 1 estate, but normally the goal of inheritance is, oh, well, now I can buy estates and they're at least a great haul, which is what would happen if you got settlers. But nope, no
Nope.
2 coin great hauls for Tracer.
Tracer just wants one Snowy Village in the deck, and
They've got 2,
happy
right?
to happy to play two, right? Only
Yeah.
trashed one estate, yeah. And that, I mean, that is sort of nice. That is how many Snowy Villages you want. The estate points are not going to be all that important here, I don't think.
No,
And you can just buy the. I mean, they're going to matter,
because I was thinking
but you can
we
just buy other stuff.
was wondering if we're heading towards a pile out at all. Maybe I guess not with Tracer's plan, right? Because he's not going to contest estates. So Lackey's empties, but then there are 2 piles left.
Right. And Tracer's not going to play with like
Okay, I'm
6 guard
confused.
dogs.
Tracer got another estate. I don't know what the strategy is here.
Wanted a third Snowy Village, I suppose. It is plus buy. I guess you do want quite a bit of plus buy, but you also want to be able to have buying power, which is not too clear.
Meanwhile, still hasn't inherited, right? Oh, here we go. With some extra.
You can even go ahead and get that starter estate. Maybe as the guard dog
Unfortunately,
path.
they did trash an estate along the way, so they don't have one in their starting hand. So they go with guard dog. Man, I'm shocked. I thought for sure that settlers would be touched. Maybe Haka will go for it. Like maybe they buy settlers here, and they just try to get access to the bustling villages. Because with I guess that helps Tracer a little too. Yeah, it's tough to say.
Is
Yeah, no, settlers remains at 5.
and it does not seem like there really is a third pile here. It's gonna obviously run.
I don't even know if there's a second pile that's gonna run. I have to imagine Tracer's content with their 3 snowy villages.
I would have to say so. And then Raitaka has no need for really any more estates.
J-Nail says something about their choices is deeply unsettling, and I think that's a pun. Congratulations. Ta-da! One gained. Nope. Thought about it. Said no way. No way am I taking settlers.
Can't have that. You need gold.
I think Tracer's gonna do it, but
And
then
another
they
snowy village.
they intuited J Nails' pun and they were appalled. So they, or maybe they really appreciated it and wanted to keep it going. Who can say?
I guess Tracer really needs all the snowy villages, or sort of both players need snowy villages because it's the only, open source of village available here, on top of the villagers they have remaining. And
Yeah,
it's not clear.
I like playing with one snowy village for sure. It's tireless, so I don't even think you need more than one. The only reason you might want more than one is for the extra plus buy. Um, but with Enlarge, I don't think that's really necessary because you have a lot of reach. If you in your deck, if you have two buys and two Enlarges, you could potentially get four provinces. That's a lot of reach. So I would like my head goes to I play with one snowy village. I have a pair of Enlarges, and I like get some golds slowly but surely, and then I can potentially threaten either three or four provinces in one turn. Four is like you'd have to mill a province probably because I don't expect to have like 18 coins in hand with the ability to remodel golds into provinces. But point being, that's the direction I would be looking in this kingdom.
Yeah, I think that's pretty sensible. It's especially with tireless, right? It's strange to see
Yeah, I think
that many.
the estate version gets around that because you definitely wouldn't want to have like a whole bunch of snowy villages on the top of your deck after drawing five. Like, and Tracer avoids that by making them estates, but it's like, do you? I get having one extra plus buy, but do you really want four plus buy when they're terminal plus one card plus one buy? Like that's pawn worse than pawn level plus buy.
Yeah, and doesn't really have the luxury of drawing everything already.
So we've got some
And here's
provinces being
the
gained,
large attacks.
but I don't know what Hakka's gonna do. Wasn't that their only gold, or am I mistaken? Somebody's got had two golds.
I think Tracer had the two golds.
Yeah, I don't know how Hakka's gonna afford province again. No, I guess I can enlarge a clerk, turbo enlarge. And those villagers run out for Hakka. Well, for both players, it's gonna be tough times.
Yeah, the turns will get much worse. I think will Enlarge will become much better as just a miller of things at that point.
Ooh, I don't think you can play this, like get rid of this last villager. It's too valuable. Because, in fact, aren't you just kind of screwed with the number of villagers you have due to tireless?
What is tireless?
Because it top decks it. Like, it's not in your starting hand, so you need to play something to actually find your village. So if you play something terminal, like a terminal draw card, if you have a villager, that's fine. You can keep going. But there's no way to replenish the villagers. So once you're out of villagers, you can no longer perform that trick, and you need a settlers to kick off, or for Tracer in a state, which he has a few of.
Or does tireless apply here to the estates?
No,
Because it says it's for Snow Village,
because
but there's more Hawk who has the issue with it.
you're not discarding the snowy village. Yeah, Tracer's fine as long as they have an estate, but as Tracer, I would hold on to that villager as long as possible because it's your only way to get out of a potential dud, right? Where you'd want to play a terminal draw card first at the start of the turn.
Right. It's extremely valuable at the start of a turn relative to playing one thing at the end of last turn. I agree with that.
All right, Hakha getting some extra value out of that guard dog that looks suspiciously like an estate. Okay, they do have another gold. That's a much better position to be in.
Yeah, so it was Haku who had the 2 golds.
Play another clerk, and then you can buy a 3 cost. Probably an estate. Yeah, don't top deck that estate, Tracer. Didn't get an enlarge into play though, Hakha, so that's unfortunate. Doesn't really threaten next turn. Whereas if you had an enlarge in play, I think, well, I mean, you can play 2 enlarges, I guess. Maybe with some milling you could get 3 provinces.
Maybe it would be tough, although
You
Haku
got
does have
3
the
villagers
villagers to draw a little bit, yeah.
and the guard dogs, right? So you guard dog, enlarge guard dog,
You see
and
quite a few cards, yeah.
yeah. I think you could do it, Asaka. I think you win this turn. Enlarge mill province. Oh, wait, does that get you down? Or do you need... Maybe you needed to do that. Oh, you can spend the villagers, though, if you think you have it. Yeah, because here you can double enlarge, play the guard dog. You just need to find enough money. Yeah, it's a bit risky.
Still need to find 8 and have a lot of cards that don't produce much in the deck, but
And yeah, you have to play like the clerks terminally, so you're going for it. It's not the end of the world if you have to duchy. Like
yeah,
you're
even if Haka misses,
like you're not guaranteed loss. So you got 3 total actions left. Uh,
you only have 3.
so I don't think you hit 8. Like you play the estate, and if you hit clerk, you still don't get there. Clerk gold is the only draws that get you there.
Yeah. That seems pretty low probability.
Yeah, pretty high likelihood to hit duchy, I think. Yeah, duchy here if you want it. No villagers, a little awkward. But you have 2 enlarges in duration, so you're probably fine.
Game ends.
Yeah, and Tracer has no enlarges in play, so this should work for Hakha. Yeah. Tracer needs to win here.
Which would take province double duchy. That seems a big ask.
Use the villager. Okay. It starts here. It ends here.
And ends here.
Enlarge clerk, presumably, into duchy. Buy duchy estate or something. And lose.
That sounds like the path.
The extra duchy. All right. Hakha up 2-0. Definitely an awkward kingdom, and no settlers were gained. Very unsettling, as Jane Ailes mentions.
It's worth re-mentioning that.
I'm sorry.
It certainly
Catapult
was.
again. But we got Cursed Village to bail us out. Once we can afford it. That's a lot of
Cursed
villages.
jeweled eggs.
Yeah, catapult on jeweled egg. Very nice. There's a lot of loot to be gained that way. I wonder if it's worth opening jeweled egg with catapult. That would help you get that cursed village earlier.
Would.
I'm not really excited about any other open.
Yeah, the question is, what are you really? You're not building anything all that special here.
Okay.
But you
Oh,
are
hammer's really nice.
hammers outstanding.
Okay, so Tracer decides to open double catapult and gets the jeweled egg on turn three. They don't. Their catapults don't collide at least, but one of them misses the shuffle, so probably not worth. And Hakka's got the like great turn, but it's unfortunately not enough to hit five because of Tracer's attack. So you can gain two fours or equivalent. Probably go Mining Village Catapult here, is my instinct.
Yeah, that
Scheme,
seems
maybe
nice. You want
Scheme?
to be playing a lot of those.
Scheme is like a little safer because you don't run the risk of the two catapults colliding without a village. But it's not.
J Nails wants egg purchases until eggs are gone.
I I'd get an egg here as Hakka on this turn. Turn five, I think. Oh, Camel Train. Weird. That was not on my bingo card. Oh, that's awkward. It's Hakka. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh, big yuck. I think you don't even. Yeah, you discard the scheme. What? What? No! You want that hammer in your shuffle. You want the card you gained from hammer. I don't like that play.
Yeah, just to be able to have this team played doesn't seem
Things are just
worth it.
somehow.
Without any great scheme targets in the deck, really.
Whoa, that's a surprise from Tracer. I don't know. I just want a Cursed Village so bad. Wait, did Tracer already get one?
Yeah, Tracer's the one who already
Yeah,
bought
yeah,
one.
yeah. They're miserable. So somehow it's all just working out for Tracer and not for Hakka. So I think that means that opening Jeweled Egg was a mistake. There might be other possibilities, but that's the one I'm believing.
It seems odd to open jeweled egg if you don't want a bunch of jeweled eggs and you're not planning to really lean into the trashing and getting thin angle, I suppose.
Well, I think the upside. Well, I mean, Hakka is trying to get thin. I think the upside of opening Jeweled Egg is you can get a five. It just didn't work out for Hakka because he got attacked the turn that he drew his loot. But like in most circumstances, especially as player one, you get a five cost if you open with Jeweled Egg here.
Right.
So it might have just been a high odds gamble that didn't pay off.
Yeah, and then once you miss that, you're just so far behind with the cursed jeweled egg, especially.
There's so many turns of not buying anything as Hakka. It's sad. I wonder if rocks will be revealed. This is kind of a kingdom for it. I don't know if
Let's
they'll
see
be.
it. I mean, you want a lot of catapult.
Yeah, there's so many good things to trash with. Like once you get more under control, you just buy Jeweled Egg Catapult as Tracer. Looks like he's going with Camel Trains. Have to pay attention to what the Camel Trains are. Oh, you can get extra gold from the doubloons. Tracer
Okay, so
refuses.
Tracer just added like 5 stop cards,
But it looks like it's going to work out.
but not to the top of the deck.
Oh, always lucky. Tracer could use a break, I guess. But dang, that's really good. Oh, wow. Over curse? I don't know if I would do that. Yeah, get rid of that stupid scheme. It's not doing anything except scheming itself. Oh, look at this turn. Glorious. Yeah, I would like a third catapult as Tracer. No joke. So Tracer does have a scheme, which is great. Puts the Cursed Village on top, but it didn't get played last turn. So that's unfortunate. Yeah.
Yes.
A dud in which Tracer has 12 coins.
12
No,
coins with
10, 10. Okay,
or
okay.
10, 4 buys though. Could maybe use this third catapult here.
Interesting.
It just goes double distant lands.
Hmm. Okay, finally you can pair the scheme and Curse Village together, which should help a bunch. I wouldn't even mind two schemes to get like a catapult too.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to have both of them. I mean, you really as many schemes. Yeah, well, three would be the max you'd want, but you probably don't want to make the economic pay down to get the third ever. But the second, I could see if you're ahead and can find a time to put it in.
Treasury. Interesting. Yeah, Tracer's deck is just cooking. Whenever I look at Hakka's, I get kind of sad by comparison.
Yeah, yeah, this does seem pretty resignable at this point. You could play a few more turns, just there's enough chance, there's enough bad stuff in the deck that it's not impossible. Tracer duds,
Could
but
Triumph here? Yep. 6 VP, well, 5 once you trash the state.
I think it would take more than a dud to change the state here, and it's not going to be on this turn.
Man, I thought with that hammer pull, Hakka was going to be way ahead. 2 hammers now. That's more. One more than you really need, but.
They had the hammers, but wasn't able to buy the nice five cost for longer, and that
And also, they don't
resulted
have
in the
plus
state
buy
we're in.
now. So they have 10 coins in one buy.
Right, which is really sad here.
Yeah. Oh, rocks in the house. Can top deck that silver. Everybody loves it.
Never understood how to use the card correctly. I don't think I ever have.
It's good if you can gain it in your action phase. It's not good if you gain it in your buy phase. But getting silver to hand is really good. Like, think about sculpting a rocks. You get the rocks and the silver right straight to hand, and you catapult trash one of them, which is a really big attack. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I guess that is a nice dream state to be in.
You can even catapult the rocks and get another silver in hand. So you play sculptor, you get the villager, so you're like action even. You catapult the rocks, and now you have 2 extra silvers, giving you 4 extra coins in that very turn. So good.
And you've played the best like attack available in the game.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll see it here.
I think I'd take Cursed Border Village, Cursed Village. I just nah. Wait, what's an exile? No, gold. Useless. No, you have the schemes. Maybe you don't need it. No, he's going for it. Maybe Distant Lands. It seems like it's playing Tracer's game, but maybe it's the thing to
It
do.
needs
Cursed
buys in
Village.
the deck. Fixed Village
He got a shield
does have a shield.
and a
All
jeweled
right.
egg, so 3 buys if you draw through.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I missed that hammer play on Jeweled Egg.
Yeah, I think that's the play.
Yeah, that
Slightly
seems
better than rocks.
right.
Yeah,
Slightly.
yeah. Whoa, why don't you scheme a catapult? It's just so good. I think they schemed either 2 cursed villages and a camel train or 2 cursed villages and a mining village or something. I'd scheme a catapult and 2 cursed villages. Oh, they only had 2 cards to scheme. Maybe 2 cursed villages is the play, but I would strongly consider cursed village catapult as 2 cards to scheme. Yeah, I think that's actually what
Yeah.
I'd do. If you like miss a second cursed village, you can just press that resign button. It's fine.
Yeah, you really need the turn to be big if you're Haka. But does find the catapult.
Yep, can play the camel train. Uh, does this work with distant lands? Yeah, I think so. Going for treasury. Yeah, there might be just too easy to 3 pile if you get the distant lands. I'm not sure. Yeah, seems like it. You just buy 3 Border Villages Tracer, which seems possible.
Yeah. Yeah, piles are
Oh.
problematic for Haka, and points are not easy to come by either.
So they managed to miss both of their plus buy and their other 2 Cursed Villages. That's unlucky. And their other 2 Catapult. Ugh. Yeah, just not working out.
Yeah, no, they're very thick. This seems resignable at this point to me. With the cursed village draw and having all those stop cards in the deck and being as behind as Haka is here.
You could buy Province, but it seems so pointless with Triumph in the Kingdom.
Yeah.
It's like there's no good buy, but it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, you want the cards that Tracer already has more of.
You want the loots to give
And
plus buy.
you want the loots to give plus buy.
And Distant Lands was also okay.
Yeah, it's nice here, right? It gives the points lead
Mm-hmm.
on a draw to X board, right? Which is
Yeah,
a
it's
nice
like it's
combo.
definitely good for Tracer because it gave him this healthy points lead. So I don't think Tracer can win. They can wait. Do they have 2 Camel Trains? If so, they can Camel Train like 2 Distant Lands and then buy 3 Border Villages potentially. Nah, they didn't get there. Not even close. It's pretty tough to get all that money.
Yeah. You can only get your hand size so big here.
No Triumph? Nope. Doesn't need it. Friendly catapult attack. Ooh. 2
Just the
Camel Train. Everybody keeps camel training treasuries and not gaining them. It's funny.
yeah,
I guess the tracer did has some treasuries. They must a pair.
as they're out of exile.
Yeah, they must have a pair. So this was a slightly better turn for Haka in that they have plus buy, but I don't even think you want to puzzle box anything. Hmm. Puzzle box is the estate.
Seems okay. The hammers are nice for gains for the triumph.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, okay. Double
Got the double
triumph.
triumph.
I think Tracer. They have to see both camel trains to end it. I think it's worthwhile, like camel training at Cursed Village or Distant Lands. Yeah. Okay. That's a lot of treasuries. Okay. I would catapult some stuff. Why not? Get rid of
Yeah,
this
I think
doubloons.
you just kill the doubloons out of spite.
Mm-hmm. No, guess not. That is not a win. I would have killed the doubloons. So you find he's got 2 camel trains, right? I'm not crazy. Or is it Haka who's got the 2? Oh, there's a camel train in the trash. Oh. Oh, wow. Got to enough coins to end it. Okay. And a triumph. Let's go. No, no buy triumph.
No
Disappointed.
triumph.
Disappointed trader, sir. It's just one more click.
Doesn't need
Actually, it's the
it.
same number of clicks because you have to press end buys if you don't click on triumph.
Same clicks. Just the pride of only winning and not winning by as many points as possible, I suppose. Not something I'm aware of having, but I know some players do.
It's weird. Got to maximize that VP within reason.
Yeah. If you sit there and think about it, that's another thing. But if it's just a
Oh,
play,
Dr. Steelhammer brings up an excellent point. I forgot about the repay debt button. Tracer had exactly
yeah.
0 coins, then that wouldn't be relevant. But they had 1 coin, which means they do get one extra prompt.
Right, it was correct to not buy the Triumph then,
Yeah,
objectively.
it was click minimizing. Yeah. All right, Tracer's got one, hakha3. On to game 4. I see Vampire and Siren. Any Siren tricks? You play with this card at all, Breppert?
I've played a little bit with it. Definitely have to look out for tricks with the extra eye.
I don't see any here. Uh, spectators can correct me if I'm wrong. You have to play Siren honestly in this kingdom. I think it's definitely worth it. Open
Yeah,
like
it's
Spice Merchant and something you plan to trash to Siren would be my guess. Oh shoot, Desperation Vampire. I didn't see that line, but yeah, that looks great.
yeah, yeah. It seems worth the curse to take the vampire certainly over
If there's a lot of
the first into
desperation,
trash.
then maybe Siren doesn't pay off. It is a good draw, but like half of its strength is given the curses.
Yeah, I would think you don't really want to do too much desperation, but I could see it happening. You've got the bats and spice merchants and other stuff to cycle.
Yeah, if you can desperation for a second vampire, which is exactly well, Haka didn't even need to. They just had 5 copper somehow on turn 3, which is wild. Well, and then now they have this hand, so okay. Poorhouse bought for Haka, which strongly implies they're gonna pick up a siren.
Yeah,
Freaking Wolf Den again. I hate that landmark.
I mean, I think you play with the siren here, or you want to play with the siren just because your best, sort of easiest way to get your hand size up.
Yeah, man, Wolf Den with vampire. Ugh, that's even more annoying.
Yeah, that makes the in-game dance, or can make it odd.
So this was a miss. You can play Poorhouse, and obviously you do, but you can't get a siren.
Right.
You can pick up a town. Seems good.
Yeah, you want those eventually.
It's flexible. Can be coins when you need it early game. Second Spice Merchant? Nah. I guess you can trash it for a second Siren, but nah, I prefer the town. You can
I
trash
guess the
anything.
town is doesn't do too much for you here, but
Maybe I hope Wolfden didn't encourage that choice for Haka, because I like you can just bat Spice Merchant when it's done, so there's definitely no reason to think about. I don't know if Wolfden like it was if Haka was thinking about it or not, but unnecessary.
yeah, yeah, I'd be
War.
surprised if Wolfden was involved in that.
That's a nasty war, because unlike Haka, Tracer only had the one Spice Merchant. They probably want that card.
Yeah, that seems like it needs to be rebought or regained, really. There's so many other cards that you need to be using your bats to trash here.
So Wheelwright's pretty decent if you have estates left in your deck. Oh my god, Haka has negative 25 VP. That's hilarious. Tracer, did they have... They do have 2 vampires. I didn't know when that happened, but I see a total of 4 vampires and bats out there. Oh, going for
Yeah,
a
so maybe
third.
you really don't need to get the Spice Merchant back in the deck.
Yeah. Especially with that third vampire. You'll have plenty of trashing, I think. Nobody's picked up a siren yet. I don't even know if Tracer's planning to get one. Haka definitely was with the poorhouse, but it didn't work out. And it got famined, the poorhouse.
You have to see it's a pretty substantial sacrifice to get the siren on the turns the players have had so far.
Okay. Still not here. And if you discard the estate to get a patrician, I think it's probably worth it. But you do pass up a trash, so it looks like this not a trade that Hawkeye wants to make. Yeah, maybe it's not worth it.
Yeah, I think you'd rather have the card out than have Patrician with sort of, whatever draw rate it's going to have here. But it's not 100%. You're going to get thinner here in time.
Desperation. Oh, there was always an option to desperation for Siren, or not always, but like there was that option I think on a previous turn. But that's a yeah, it's a big ask.
But yeah, there was on that one copper turn.
Okay, so this was goes for the Emporium or the Patrician to get the Emporium and the 2 VP. Now Haka's only negative 23, so they're feeling a lot better.
Almost right back there. I guess part of the problem with getting Siren here is you sort of do want two of them,
Oh
and
yeah.
two of them is a pretty significant tempo downgrade to do that. And then you need some. I guess you don't really need much town in the deck. You can just play the Sirens.
I think if there's no desperation in the kingdom, both players open like Spice Merchant Patrician, and then they plan to buy Siren, trashing their Patrician. There are some draws where it doesn't work out, but the overwhelming majority of draws it does work out that way, and then both players end up with two Sirens deck. But with Desperation opening Vampire, it kind of like had a just change over the entire tempo of the game, which is interesting.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. The straight into Vampire completely changed the sort of storyline of this game.
Ruh-roh. Got to find a copper for that Spice Merchant. I mean, we play on for sure, right? Can't imagine not playing on. Oh, maybe it's play Poorhouse
It
here.
could play
Yeah, yeah,
Poorhouse,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Whoa! What? Did I see that?
Uh, I saw it. I'm not certain why Vampire and Bat got discarded.
I could understand discarding one of them, maybe. Discarding both. I thought Spice Merchant Copper was going to be discarded. That seemed the most sensible to me. But nope. Vampire
Yeah,
Bat.
he's a
And it's not a terrible turn, but it's just a surprise.
Yeah, it's maybe felt like once that shuffle was triggered, really needed to get towards the end of it
Hmm.
because it was going to be a dud otherwise.
Could be, except that like there's a patrician town wheelwright down there. That's no forum. And another patrician.
Just gets to the end. Oh, just plays everything.
Oh, of course. I
It's
mean,
just way ahead of
obviously.
us.
I mean, you know that patrician's gonna hit vampire, not bad. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to trash that copper with bat regardless. You want to get as many like vampire plays as you can. In fact, I'm done playing Spice Merchant, I think. Interesting. That's not a dead hand for Tracer, so I'm really, really, really surprised by that resign.
I'm a little surprised too. That
He
seems
had a
quick.
13 VP advantage at the point of resigning. No, but seriously, like
Must have
I'm very confused by that.
didn't seem very behind in gains. Maybe was just a lot less clean and felt like couldn't. I'm very not sure.
So weird. Like you had a good starting hand. You have three vampires, or some number of vampires and bats that add up to three. That was a weird resign.
Yeah, it certainly caught me by surprise. I They seemed behind in some way, certainly, but it didn't seem sort of too lost.
No. In fact, I was looking at Hakka's position and I was thinking, how do they like where do they go from here? They can get some emporiums, that's a little bit of money, but like it's not like they were in a bad spot, but it's just like, okay, you've gotten to the end of the point where you're like playing these spice merchants effectively, so you probably need to like start trashing them and yeah, it just didn't seem obvious at all that
Yeah,
the
still
game
had
was
some work
over.
to do.
But we're on to game 5, which I think Herald's a key card because it's the only draw and the only plus actions. Well, there's Prince, but oh no, there's Slay as
But
well.
right, Prince, but Prince, you'll want to target Herald even with that.
Yeah, or Horse. Actually, Prince Horse is legit. Orange
Right,
Prince
even
can
better.
make it happen. Prince wasn't orange when you stopped playing, right?
Uh, no, no, it wasn't.
No, he's had a
And
change of color. He's got tanned a little bit,
I
but
missed that. I hardly remember what any cards look like.
mhm.
I just sort of vaguely remember what their text says.
Yeah. So the big difference with Prince is that you can Prince things that would have been set aside, and it just works. Like you can Prince a horse, you can Prince an encampment or whatever, and that's actually good now as opposed to before when it would not function.
That all works. Does it work with Tavern Mat stuff too?
Yeah, but there aren't a whole lot of opportunities for that. But yeah, I mean, you
Okay,
could
you'd
Prince an
love
acting
to.
troop.
Yeah,
That I mean that yeah, I think that'd be cool because it's basically now it's like playing a band of misfits on that card at the start of your
I
turn all
see.
the time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. With a lot of different cards, horse being one of them.
Yeah, it still costs 8, so it's not a great card, but it does
Yeah, it's
improve the card.
good once you have it down.
Yeah,
Lots of Herald buys here. A little dismantle and slay stuff.
yeah. Both players getting the dismantle early. It is the way to trash, even though it's not a good one. So you do it.
Yeah, you don't really need to be buying too many expensive things here until the Heralds are gone.
Dismantle is awkward. It's like, oh great, I get to gain a copper. And it's not like a kingdom where you have a spice merchant or anything. It's just like, nope, I'm gonna have 10 coppers in my deck until I trash them with dismantle.
Yeah, dismantle is the only trasher. Is especially when you're hitting it. When in this game you're going to hit it with Herald, sort of an awkward points in time. You would think so. It's not Chapel.
So do you just yeah. Okay, you just choose 3. Or 2 because you don't want to top deck this way. Okay. Correct. Fancy. Yeah, you play Dismantle and you decrease your ability of your Heralds to hit things. Dismantle on a state. Sad times.
Yeah, it's
But
not. Dismantle an estate is not a fun time usually.
you get those
But sometimes it's all you got.
golds. And honestly, I think I play with a Prince here, but probably not until Heralds are gone, because you just want to pick those up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're limited enough here that the Prince is going to help you out a lot.
Hmm.
Um, but obviously not at the expense of having more Heralds in your deck.
Yeah, you Prince a Herald or a horse, you're very happy. You Prince a Sleigh, that's okay. Like, that's not bad either.
Yep.
Ooh, not quite enough to get the last 2 Heralds for Hakha. So close.
Yes, Prince Horse does work.
It's good overpay, though. There's a few heralds there. I'm paying attention to this split. I think Hakka's got 5 heralds now.
Yeah, I think it'll be, well, it will not be 5-5.
Well, Tracer can
Displacing.
dismantle a sleigh to get the last herald. Um, we'll see if they do it.
That's true.
It's pretty important.
It is, although dismantling the sleigh is fairly bad as well,
Feels bad.
but you may just need to do it.
Yeah, those were 3 herald misses, huh? I mean, what do you expect? You've got, you know, 9 copper and an estate in your deck, I think.
It's not great. Herald is my favorite Dominion card, but yes, it does have this problem.
Okay, so Tracer decides to not contest that last herald, and Haka goes up 6-4, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh, one short of Prince here. What do we do now? What's our payload? Merchant Guild? Okay.
yeah, Merchant Guild payload. You try
Wow.
to
Short for
actually play
Haka.
your dismantles.
Oh, Haka could have taken the horse in hand with the second sleigh and tried to get a prince.
Yeah, that may have been, well, that I think that would have been worthwhile, especially
J-Nail
being
says
right about the
boo.
shuffle here.
I don't know what the boo is for, but I'm going to pretend it
I,
was about that play right there.
I think the boo came to not taking the last Herald.
Okay. Groundskeeper already, huh? I think you want to play with at least one Merchant Guild, right? I mean, you've got one Astrolabe. That's all you've got in terms of
I
plus
was
buy.
I was booed for liking Herald. I have good
Oh,
reasons to like Herald, but
all right. We got a
they're not
prince.
generally interesting.
Is Haka gonna play
Yeah,
without Merchant Guild? Nope. They're just getting it delayed. I'm sure this Groundskeeper in their deck is gonna be great. Sarcasm. Prince is legit good here. I don't think it makes sense to get a second prince, but it wouldn't shock me if someone does. But I'm playing with one prince on this board, 100%. At least one.
yeah, I think.
There's like a lot of game left.
Yeah, there's a lot of game left. You want to have a good deck because you want to play with groundskeepers and merchant guilds, and your deck's not going to be that good, but you can make it quite a bit better.
So we can imagine if this Groundskeeper was a Merchant Guild. Interesting. You play that before the Slays. What? 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 Yeah, yeah. Imagine if that was just a Merchant Guild from the get go. Then you wouldn't have to do all this nonsense and you'd have 2 extra horses in your deck. I guess now you have more coins, though. Now, I don't know if you go second Merchant Guild or Groundskeeper. I think second Merchant Guild. It's tough because you just put a terminal in your deck. I think I like it, though. Nope, goes Groundskeeper. It's a close call.
Yeah, it doesn't seem unreasonable to take the groundskeeper, given that the head position having the more heralds. But I could see Merchant Guild being the argument too for trying to press that advantage a little bit more.
Yeah, but you've got the Astrolabe and the Merchant Guild, so you do have 3 buys. So if you can get to like 13 coin or 15 coins and 3 buys, then you probably that's like the most efficient way to win the Groundskeeper split as well. Oh no, Haka's asking if Prince Horse works. He didn't know. Tracer answers with a potentially confusing negative affirmative.
It is it is an answer that contains the answer, but
I mean,
it's not direct.
yeah, it contains all the information you would need, but it's
assuming you know the rules about prince and returning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a negative answer to Haka's question, which is a positive. All the
right.
information is on the card, Dr. Steelhammer says. I don't think that's accurate. You also just have to know, like, what it means to play a card that could be returned. None of this seems to matter because Haka didn't draw their prince this turn. Oh, okay, so Tracer set aside a Slay. Interesting. Again, not the best target, but not a bad one. So here we get to see if second prince. Mm, you can't buy two fives. Or does New Merchant Guild let you do that? Let me look at the card. No, at the end of your buy phase. Okay. Because it's like New Silk Merchant does let you spend the coffers immediately. Or like Silk Merchant didn't change, but the rules around coffers changed, I think. It used to be you could only spend coffers at the point when you were spending treasures during like buy phase part A, but now you can spend coffers at any time.
Yeah, I love that change. Mostly just from a like playing ergonomics standpoint, not having to think about coffers ahead of time.
All right, so the dismantle play changes. That could mean either thing. It could mean I want a prince and not to spend my coffers, but I think more likely it means I want to buy two 5 cost cards. Nope, I'm wrong. Double prince. Here we go.
Friends.
It's kind of weird. Haka's like dipping their toes into groundskeeper early and then being like, "Nah, I'm gonna build." Like they did that twice, and it's weird. I don't
Yeah,
like
it's
it.
a little back and forth from an ahead position, but sort of seems now like the game's tightened up a little bit, maybe.
I'd get a groundskeeper
Although,
here. Yeah, that way I can threaten 3 groundskeepers next turn, and that's a lead I'm very happy with. Tracers, on the other hand, not having a great time.
no, no, and having the extra heralds and
Interesting.
all that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Herald before horse, just in case you draw into Prince. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Makes sense. All right.
Yeah,
Still looks like a good spot for Haka to. Why the Merchant Guild now? The order. It seems weird.
it's a little back and forth, certainly. The I guess the groundskeepers are like nice cantrips to hit with stuff,
Yeah.
but it's fairly limited benefit.
Okay. Got that. Okay. Good turn for Tracer. Got the Prince Torse. Okay, so you're gonna Princess Herald, I guess. It seems
I would think
really,
so.
yeah, really risky to do otherwise, and you can still buy a Groundskeeper. So I think you have 5 now. So if Tracer can get the last 2, which it looks like they're going to be able to, um, they're in the game. Maybe
Yeah,
a little risky for pile reasons, like with Slay. I don't know. It'd be real tough for Haka. Maybe impossible to get 5 Slays because they have 2 Merchant Guilds and 1 Astrolabe. So I think they're 1 buy short. So I think Tracer can safely take the last 2 Groundskeepers.
they have the dismantle as well, right? So they could, if they hit
Yes,
everything,
but Tracer's got 1 VP up.
but not with the lead, right?
Yeah. Tracer probably thinking, yeah, I can afford to get Merchant Guild here. Yep. Not what you want to hit, but it's all right. You've got
Yeah, can still
a
play
horse printing
everything.
machine. Mm, probably either Merchant Guild or Duchy. I don't know which is best.
Does seem like you can play with 3 merchant guilds on most turns.
Hmm. Yeah, the Prince Taurus really helps.
At least the duchy. That seems reasonable. get out ahead on points.
Hmm. You can dismantle gain and play Merchant Guild if you sense the opportunity.
Right. Yeah, that seems like the better path to play the third Merchant Guild if you do have that turn.
Cue Two Princes by the Spin Doctors. Order is what Haka's thinking of. I'd put the horses in. I wouldn't think twice about that. I do not want a dud. And yeah, and you can do gain and play stuff if you have plenty of draw. There's the last two heralds. Um, I'm not going to keep track of like how many horses they have, but I think there's gain and play. Ugh, you don't like to see that. Oh yeah. Okay, you should be able to gain and play a merchant guild if you want here as Hakha, which I would like.
Yeah, I definitely have the ability to do that here now.
Okay,
Although,
should have gained
kind
and
of weird
played
about
early
Herald
there.
first.
Yep, but it doesn't matter really because you have to play a horse here. You got the actions. I think it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, what are your other options? I mean, take. Yeah, I don't see anything else that looks that great. Could be looking maybe just wanting to take Duchy instead of Merchant Guild, but that doesn't seem like what you want to do.
Yeah, stack up those coffers. That gives you some good reach, and you've got the astrolabe, so like you just have a real plus buy advantage if you do that. I think it's great. Oh, looking to
Yeah,
pile? I don't like that's impossible, right? Oh, wait, no. Yeah, I don't understand how you could do that.
I don't think there's a way to pile with the lead.
Um, okay, so something I messed up. Tracer's got three merchant guilds, so you need to get a merchant guild to be even on buys with Tracer. Um, you don't even get ahead.
They both have two Merchant Guilds, right?
So the only thing
Because
I
Haka has the one in play and one in hand.
oh no, you're right, you're right. Yeah, so you get a big buy lead if you do that. Um,
Yeah, it'd be up two buys, lots of extra
so
stuff.
you could like
And
get an extra dismantle, but that just seems unnecessary. You'd like lose a horse that way. Do you ever position yourself for a pile out? I mean, if Haka gets an extra merchant guild and they manage to keep the points lead, which I don't think they can, not if Tracer plays it right, they do threaten a pile out. Now, do they get a
right.
second dismantle to threaten it even more? That's what I'm not sure about. I would rather keep the horse, but I guess I could see it either. I just don't like that at all. I hate it, in fact. That seems way overly cautious. Take the merchant guild. It doesn't like it's not a pile threat in any way. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. You'd have so many more coffers. So many more coffers if you had that merchant guild in play.
Yeah, you'd really be able to threaten
What is even going on with these
like
buys, by
five
the way?
province next turn.
What is going on with these buys?
Um,
What?
Three estates in a province.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think
So
Haka
Tracer
records, but
can't
I'd love to know what they
win.
were thinking about with not getting that merchant guild. Because I think if they got that merchant guild, see how many more coffers would they have? They'd have like Uh, if they didn't change their buys, they bought four things, right? So they'd have four extra coffers. But if they bought one extra thing, they'd have seven extra coffers. What happened? Did Tracer just dead?
Tracer, yeah, Tracer gutted like hard, had dismantle,
Okay.
killed gold to duchy by province.
Well, Hakha deaded too. Despite his attempts to not dead by trashing the copper instead of other things. But Tracer's got six coffers. I don't think that is enough to threaten four provinces. So seems like a double province is the safest line for Hakka.
Could double province or could go like province. I don't, I guess you can't really touch estates safely.
I'd be a little nervous touching
Although
a
if
duchy or a
you,
state.
you know, would you be able to just get a big enough points lead if you went province double estate and then went on your next turn
It
that,
could be.
would Tracer?
That's a pretty
Maybe
big points
duchy.
lead. It's a pretty big points
Yeah,
lead.
takes duchy.
Yeah. Yeah, annex needs to be taken into consideration. That's a free duchy. So Tracer is definitely going to be, if they have a good turn, right, they're going to be capable of emptying duchies. No doubt about it. But they only get 8 VP per duchy. So what is that? That's 32. That game brings them up to 50. So they need to, an estate won't do it. They need to get a province, three duchies, and an annex. I don't think they're capable of doing that.
Yeah, the gains just aren't there.
Yeah, this is enough to empty duchies on a loss. What do you do, in fact? You take at least one province. I know that much. Maybe you lower, I don't know how you win. You need a dud, so yeah, you probably lower duchy one and you buy province estate or can double province? Yeah, double province.
Yeah, double province. And maybe you probably don't take the estate.
Yeah, that does
Uh,
open up. Well, with annex, I don't even know if that really makes it any easier. Like two duchies and an annex. Yeah, I guess that is slightly harder than three estates. So yeah, I think just double province. A very good situation for Hakka where they get to put the horses in before their herald prince.
yeah, and with a pretty good starting hand as well to be able to, get to the little small things that they need to get to.
What?
They just need three buys here is going to be the key, or three gains total,
Undo and to do the same thing.
and gets to two.
Ooh. Oh man, now the duds are on Hakka. So there was a previous game, like game two or something, where Tracer looked ahead and then encountered a bunch of nasty duds. Could be Hakka's turn because they were definitely ahead. Oh boy.
I think why not buy a state would be uh, just economically, it makes it a little bit easier. But I could see buying the estate
Oh,
anyways if you're Tracer last turn.
Tracer can't end it. Not on a win. Um, wow. Yeah, no groundskeepers in play even. I think you just do nothing. Didn't play the dismantle to trash copper. That's a little weird, but okay.
Yeah, these decks are getting pretty finicky here at the
I
end.
think Hakka has it. Dismantle province.
Yeah. Do it.
All right. Hakka up 4-1, I think.
Yeah, this is back and forth continues.
When you take the long perspective, yes. Triumph again, but no plus buy. Well, except Bard, but that's fake plus buy. We don't, it doesn't count. There is Displace, though, to get more gains.
There's Displace, right? And
But
every 12th Bard play.
yeah, you
Or
can't, like,
sticks.
it's not realistic to expect a double Triumph buy, but you can try to build a deck that gains a bunch of cards and buys one Triumph, and that's, I think, going to be the best way to get points on this board. As for the early
Yeah.
game, Cage, I guess. Cage and Prey. Oh, somebody had a 5-2. Hakha. Of,
Yeah.
of course, they see it with their Cage.
It's a nice board for a 5-2, but yeah, obviously not nice to line up the cage.
I don't know. You just get another Cage, maybe? I don't know. You get a landing party. Landing party's pretty good early. I don't like getting potion. Not yet.
Yeah, without the extra buy, it's sort of tough to fit the potion in until you're ready for it.
So there's no way to like cheese landing party so that you can consistently play them. You do have to take a turn where you legitimately don't do anything except buy. Oh my god, Hakka bottom deck 2 estates. That's incredible. Quarry, huh? That's pretty good because it'll let you buy like Border Village Displace, and then it does make Alchemist cheaper if you go that direction. But Alchemist is, I'm not sure about. It's the only draw, isn't it? That or landing party.
Right, it's the only draw,
But
but you have
it's,
to give up all your non-displaced gains to buy
yeah,
it.
it's frustrating. Maybe that's fine. This is an awkward board. With Way of the Pig, I think I get another displace here. No? Got a ghost town. Oh, they've already got 2 displaces. Never mind, never mind. It's kind of nasty.
It just,
This is kind of a nasty
yeah,
shuffle. You really want that displace to hit an estate. You know, if Fortune Teller was played this turn, it would be guaranteed to hit displace. Hit displace at estate. Thanks to Ghost Town. No such luck. Instead, Fortune Teller's gonna miss. Well, that's a whole lot of not having money for Hakka. I would have considered playing one of them as Way of the Pig.
yeah. Just
These cages.
keep buying 2 toss.
Displace to displace. I don't think that accomplishes much. I want to hit that estate, so I would have played one as Pig to have the, what is it, like 2 out of 5 or something chance to hit it. Displace is a weird one.
It is odd. You've got draw on the board, but neither player has the time to go get it right now. And there's
Yeah,
all these cages and small hands, and
Cage is awkward. Looks like Tracer finally got rid of their estates. But the moment they gain a green, those are coming back. Whereas
right.
Haka's deck is more resilient to greening. They just have 2 copper in their cage. What are these
Right,
cages
Tracer's
doing?
deck is getting destroyed when Tracer buys green again.
It's gain green, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, which
gain
you're gonna
green.
do. Like you have to be gaining green incrementally because of displace. I assume. Maybe you just go completely greenless. No, no, but then you buy Triumph and it happens. Yeah. So what are you doing with this extra cage? Just set it aside. I guess you're gonna replace it, displace it. I don't even know if that's worth. Okay, you can afford Alchemist. Here we go. It begins.
Because we're gonna see him draw cards now.
I would get a Bard, maybe? I want some money. Well, maybe you don't even need that much money, but you can you can displace a Bard into a border village. So it's got that going for it.
Yeah, seems all right. Yeah, we get the Bard. Plus, you can play it and maybe find, if you find that plus buy with it, it is really nice.
Hmm. There are a few others that are good, like Never Say No to Swamp's Gift.
Yeah,
Earth's Gift is okay, especially on this turn. You'd like get a Ghost Town and then you'd have a pair, which feels good.
yeah, you're never sad about that. There's some nice fours here and threes.
And of course, you
It
can
could
always
also just
play it
be
as Pig.
displacing and pick. What you might do
Okay.
here.
Cage might actually set stuff aside. So I would be tempted to just displace this border village into a province. This next turn is Hakha. Because I was saying displace is kind of weird. Like I don't think you play it like normal remodels where you kind of hoard 6 cost cards so that you can, have reach to turn them into provinces. I think it makes more sense with displace to get a province earlier than you normally would, because displacing province gets you more good stuff. So it's like that is like the kind of secret sauce that gives, that makes displace stronger when it is stronger.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's like the nice virtuous chain you can get with it, exiling the provinces back out, and then, getting the more good cards, putting those back in, and right, you can do that circle.
Like again, there I would have pigged the bard so that I could displace the border village, but we're obviously I'm not playing this game. Hakha is, so we're gonna see what Hakha does. It does like pop your cages, so you get some junk back. It's not a lot of junk for Hakka, but it is some junk.
Yeah, it is 5 cards. It would certainly have the ability to disrupt and maybe make Alchemist miss.
Okay, so Tracer's got 2 quarries. That is not necessary. So one of them is going to be turned into border village and 2 border villages. I mean, displace is the obvious answer, but how many displaces can you actually use?
Right, they take up 2 cards out of your hand per one you have, so adding the third is a little tricky. This amount of draw.
Could go with a bard landing party. Okay. So landing party, you can just like play as pig until you really need it, which is pretty nice. I don't think we've seen anything get pigged, or at least I've noticed it.
Yeah, I haven't seen Pig be used at all either,
It's usually
but I
pretty
assume we
strong.
will.
All right, what are we doing with these 3 displaces? I would love to know. We have an extra quarry, so that seems like an obvious target.
Yeah, 1 quarry. Yeah, maybe you get rid of the Bard, or sort of cycle for another Bard, or a landing party.
Oh my god, that works. That's crazy. You get the displace right back. Okay, displace top decked. This
Yeah, displacing
looks.
the displace is pretty nice once you can handle those cards.
Ooh, I'd take that.
That's nice.
Don't want that copper anyway.
You never need money here. Need 1p with quarry.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if that was accomplishing much. I guess, yeah, I mean, if you get Swamp's Gift, you're happy there. But if you get Mountain's Gift, I don't know. It's not terrible. Yeah, I think you get these alchemists. There is a 3 pile risk. So if you leave alchemists at 1, you definitely you need to think really hard about whether that's something you can do. I'd
Yeah,
prob
Border Village displaced and just pile so fast.
Yeah, I think you want to position yourself so that if the opponent does leave alchemist at 1, you can just end the game. You know, displace into Border Village displace and then buy Triumph for if you need to. Okay, there it is. The cages are cracked. You really want a cage, don't you? For next turn. Yeah, there we go. Got the cage. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Another alchemist. That one is safe. The next is not. All right, so Tracer takes that VP lead. Has some crap in their deck now because they didn't get to displace any estates, whereas Hakha was able to displace 2, and just like straight up trash a copper, which is wild.
Yeah, it really needs to find the cage certainly on this draw, but shouldn't be in too bad of a spot.
I don't know. It's a lot of junk. I guess you can just play a lot of stuff as Way of the Pig to try to find it. But yeah, I'll be curious to see if Hakha does buy Alchemist. And if not, do you get rid of the potion thinking like... Because here's the thing, it's just an exile land, so you can potentially get it back again mid-turn. So it's not like you're giving up the ability to threaten a pile out if you exile the potion here.
Yeah.
But nobody can get 2 alchemists on a turn, right? That's just not a thing that's possible.
Because right, you have to buy them.
Oh wait, Golem's in the kingdom. Hold on, Golem's in the kingdom. You actually can. This is the first time I noticed it, but yeah, you can displace into Golem and then displace Golem into Alchemist.
Ah, right.
Oh my, that's made the situation more interesting.
Yeah, that certainly adds a nice wrinkle here.
I just want to point out something funny. Hakha has 3 cages in play and 5 cards set aside total between all 3 of them. Those are some inefficient cages.
The cages for Hako were very sad. The displaces were not. I think
Yeah.
that's sort of the story, right? The cages kept getting in the same hand as the displaces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know how to navigate this endgame. I can see some logic in taking a province here. I can see some logic in just maximizing gains and then buying Triumph. I don't know which is best. I think I prefer the Triumph line because you are only getting those 5 cards in your hand. It would be nice to like get a cage, right? Before, as one of your displaced gains.
Yeah. Yeah, without that, it becomes a lot harder to recover from that turn. Just there's just not enough draw here to get through everything and play all the displaces with multiple turns of cage junk.
So this is like Tracer's worst hand coming up because they have a bunch of junk piled in. So I think this is your opportunity to really lower. Like, just empty border villages. And you can even leave displace at 1 or 2, and I think you're still safe. I'm not positive about that, though, so it's definitely like a risky play. But I think if you get rid of border village, for like your opponent's ability to gain stuff is very limited. Not only is there, I guess you can gain a gold, but like there's nothing else even at 5 that you want except displace. It's a weird situation.
Yeah, it is. Everything you want is obviously a pile that you're a little bit afraid of touching. The pile out is difficult to reach against you, but there.
Oh, willpower points out that the cards Tracer got are put into their hand, so they're actually
Yeah,
gonna
so
have a good
cage is
turn.
not a
Whoops.
problem until next turn, potentially. Yeah. If the junk doesn't get set aside.
I've obviously not played enough with Cage to know that. My bad. This
It is sort
okay.
of a strange
Interesting.
interaction.
Uh, so what are we doing?
I guess triumphing.
Don't you want money? Are you gonna gain another bard? But you can't play it. Huh. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty good triumph. I think I would do it, but being in debt, a little bit awkward. Oh, you want to keep the potion to top like the alchemist. Duh. I
Oh,
forgot about
right.
that
Yeah, that's
interaction.
pretty important. I'd
Yeah.
forgotten about that too. You really don't want to get rid of it.
You want to get a cage though, but so maybe you just get the cage here. Now that's a pile you need to worry about as well.
Yeah, that could be a third pile. The displaces are a little tougher to get rid of now, but not too much.
Yeah, I think I gain cage here, play bard by triumph. Looks good.
Yeah, Cage seems pretty nice.
Like you
Requires the game goes on for longer to be useful, but I think that's what Hakha wants to happen.
yeah, like you can try to gain and play cage, but it's definitely riskier. So having the cage just like in your hand is nice. But I mean, you could be correct to gain bard and just you feel confident about your gain and play, or you could gain landing party even, right? Because with landing party you should have a much easier time with gain and play.
Hmm.
Yeah, I kind of like the landing party. You don't lower cage, yeah, and then yeah, seems good. Ooh, that was a nice one.
Yep, yeah, I like the landing party there as well.
No, Tracer's in a position where one cage isn't nearly enough to set aside all their bad cards, but they can
No,
displace some of these estates. They can get some value from that, get some bards or whatever. At least one.
yeah, you're not getting anything better with other displaced targets than you are with the state here,
Except you want to get
unless you have like
green.
a six cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, ooh. So also with border villages gone, you can't get them back once you displace them, right?
Right. Yeah, there's no gaining them back from the trash here. Or the exile.
So that becomes a resource you need to balance. Yeah, the province pile is something else to watch out for, but I think it's going to be safe to leave 4. I don't think it's realistic for Hakka to get like they can't buy a province and they can't. I don't think they can get displace into 4 provinces. So 4 seems like a safe number to leave it at. 3 would be opening yourself up to a risk, I think.
Yeah, I think four is probably pretty safe, given the limited ability to play displaces on border villages and needing to play border villages. But yeah, three seems very risky. And I'm not sure four is entirely safe, but it seems pretty unlikely that Haka could get that many plays on six cost.
Yeah, I'd have to like count border villages. it it's certainly safe to leave Tracer. Like Hakha could leave 4 into Tracer's turn. Not as convinced the other way around is completely impossible. There's also the displace count, because of course if Hakha only has 3 displaces, then that's completely safe. But I think they have 4. I think Tracer's the one with the 3.
I think that's right.
Now Tracer could buy a province, which is incredible. Hakha can only dream of such things.
Aka's debt is almost halfway there in hand, although it has the debt to deal with.
Even Mountain Skiff can't save him. It'd be really sweet though if they could get Forest Skiff at a point when it let them buy 2 triumphs. It'd be really sad if like they got Forest Skiff and then it was like, well, I can't even double triumph.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, so it looks like Hakha is the one with 4 displaces. Do we triumph? Yep. All right, Tracer takes the VP lead and no debt left. Cage is immediately trashed. So ephemeral.
Yeah, Cage is fighting an uphill battle at the end of games like this.
Oh boy. I think we got to play that landing party. This is kind of a crap.
Yeah, you're not doing much if you don't play that landing party.
And if you want another turn that's not crap, you need to gain and play a cage, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have, 7 stop cards with not that much draw. Well, 7 stop cards before you get to your displaces and bards and other things. So yeah, you really need a cage here.
Yeah, I guess I do have more copper. They have more economy than they did last turn because the cage gave them coppers. The value.
Playing some of the border villages first, which makes sense.
I can play one more
But
border village because, yeah, it's not safe to displace 2 of them into province. Just want to displace 1.
yeah,
No, it's crazy. You're not gaining playing a cage. It's crazy.
you can just play the bard for a card.
Oh wait, maybe? What's the bottom card? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. All right, displace a state into cage. I mean, no, that's the wrong time for that, maybe? Unless you're drawing 2? Maybe that's fine. You play one of the bards as a pig, but you got to displace a state into cage. That much is clear. To me.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe just trying to get that province also onto the cage.
The displace even. That would be better.
Oh, right. Yep.
Border village. Bard is pig. Displace province. Maybe you displace the estate into cage as well. It's pretty good. Although I don't know if you want to set aside. I mean, it's nice. Whoa, that's a risk.
All right. Yeah, just elects to toss the Optimist back in. Although not a lot of stop cards with the
And
cage
you've got
plays.
Way of the Pig, yeah. But like no landing party. Oh no, they still have the landing party intact because they pigged it. So okay,
Right.
okay,
And has a pretty good starting hand.
pretty good spot for Hawkeye, I think. Now Tracer is gonna
Definitely.
like have a real tough time lowering provinces.
It makes it really hard for Tracer to take points without making it easy for Hakha to win.
Can definitely take a duchy or two. That's safe. And obviously one triumph. But yeah, beyond that, yeah, maybe you just go for two duchies and a triumph, and I think that's safe. Not trivial to get those duchies. Do you have a
Yeah,
province in there, Tracer? I don't know the answer to that.
and would really like to play two cages, although that's not going to happen.
Yeah, you have to settle for one. Wait, can does Tracer have a cage in deck?
I don't think so.
Oh boy.
I think he needs to gain and play one.
Yeah, that's tough.
Isn't easy to do while also scoring points.
Could be Tracers in a spot where they just need to lower provinces to three, like and just yeah, I don't know. Tracers in a rough spot.
It does seem like it might need to be for a dud, but there's not much hope for that really.
There is because the alchemists were in top decked.
That's true. I just don't think with Pig and just needing to find displaces and having so little junk in the deck, it was all that likely.
I don't think Hakha getting three provinces is anything close to a guarantee on his turn.
No, it's not. Just likely, I think.
Interesting. Okay. Is that better than landing party? I don't know. It seems pretty close.
Yeah, it seems close. Only one turn left in this game for each player, you would think, or unless it devolves quite a bit, which
Yeah.
could easily happen.
Like, look here. I don't think Hakka has it. I don't think this is a three province turn.
Now you're right, it's already not in hand, I think, unless Alchemist drew extra stuff, which it almost did, but not quite. No, you're right, he was pretty far from having it easily
You
with
need to like pig the bard into an alchemist that draws a border village displace, which is really low likelihood because you just got the one alchemist left. Oh no, you have a landing party. It's possible. You do have one more border village too, so you could play border village first. Okay, that's not the play. The maximizing points. Okay, it's a little risky, but okay. This is a nice swamps gift. Got an extra point from the triumph. So Tracer might have a chance here. Nope.
yeah, needs to find gains, which are not in hand.
And this is a very nice starting hand for Haka.
Yeah, Haka can
So
end it
we're
in
gonna
hand, so
displace into
that's
Duchy and cry. Might as well buy Duchy. Yeah. All right, 5-1. The streak continues. The alternating streak.
yeah. Evidently these players can only 5-1 back and forth.
All right. Well, we know Tracer will 5-1 Haka back in the championship. So, but
Something will certainly be up if that happens.
all right, good play, both players, and thanks for commentating with me, Breppert. Good to have you back.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Cheers. Great to commentate with you.
All right, there will be more A Division matches in the future, so look for them. Later.